don't know what I'm talking about either half the time, but check this out. You had the weed. Do I want to roll up? The Ginky Dama. I'm a whole spirit bomb. You know you gotta give me like a lot of weed. This a dime? This a blunt? I need like a .8 just to shake and bake.
Shake and bake. He's the first thing you have.
Yes. Now why would I say something like that? There's first, there's second. Oh, she helped you out? Yeah, Ebony takes the inhalers. She do 2 inhalers at a time up her nostrils. I'd be like, Ebony, what that feel like? She'd be like, you don't know, bro. Your nostrils don't go this big. I'd be like, so you can smell the whole game, huh? You lucky Ebony in here. She be fucking mad. Ebony be hot. What are you saying, bro? I'm saying your nostrils big as fuck. Hey, I'm a whole asshole here. Stop playing with me. Cause I'm about to play with y'all. You're gonna get the whole game. The whole aim. Sponsorship. The whole. Hold on, I fucked it up. Damn, I could have went somewhere with that.
I'll upload some of your picture.
Yeah. It's on that thing right there. And you can't take that. You can take that out actually. Who, the weirdo?
I told him I was coming in the morning. Yeah, man. I'm just tripping. It's too much.
That nigga tried to apologize to me for nothing. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about. So I don't know why you apologizing. I don't know why you talking to me. Leave me the fuck alone, bro.
First she told my mom to get out, and then she came back. Oh, yeah.
Your mom has to get out.
Like, she was crying. I was talking about some,
Does your mom need to get picked up? That's terrible.
she was crying, talking about some, yeah, like, oh, like, he basically made me his slave now, or some shit like that. And I was like,
Really?
why you let him do that? Or something, like,
I don't believe nothing your mom says, though, at all.
I was like, what? And then he's all like, yeah, you over here looking fine at the beach and stuff. And
How does he know what you looked at like the beach? I never even posted pictures.
I was like, I didn't even, like.
Do we even?
No, you didn't post no picture from the
I haven't posted any pictures from the beach.
He's assuming. He's like,
The only picture you posted was Taiwan and
I was like, I didn't even get dressed up or nothing. He was all like, yeah.
Damn, you around some fucking predators.
He's bigger than this thing there. He is tripping. So I called him last night, video calling.
Hey yo, how this nigga got my fucking number?
He called you on Messenger.
Nigga, nah, bro. How you got my Facebook? How you know my fucking? My name ain't Alonzo Hamilton, bro. My name FrezH DaDa, nigga.
You don't even know that.
Man, nigga, that was your fault.
You don't even
You
know
gave
that.
him FrezH DaDa. That's your fault.
I didn't give it to him. He sent it on my phone.
Niggas ain't know who fucking FrezH DaDa is. Niggas don't even listen to Fresh. All I need is hope. Dum dum. All I need is your heard. I wish I could play people's music. Some people may play my, because they're gonna be like, This is owned by UMG Corporation. Sold your soul to Illuminati. So you can't really play nobody's shit no more. But check this out. Y'all go to FrezH's when y'all can play my shit forever free. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna give money regardless, nigga. Y'all see it. Read them and wait. You're hurting somebody by doing nothing.
Yeah, how are you hurting two grown people?
You're hurting somebody by doing nothing.
It's not crazy. I told him, I was like, just lay down and relax and close my eyes. Last text, I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. But it's not sad. It's crazy.
You could have went there whenever you wanted to.
They fall apart. I know.
West side, dropping on the bottles, I do, been fucking all the models, yeah, do, don't feel down before, been falling down for no reason, don't feel down before, been fucking around for 4 seasons, when we get on play, I get my paper, then you know, bitch, we on my way, the nigga gon' say, I get my paper, then you know, best me on. Money making niggas don't stop. Money making nigga give a fuck about a bitch. I bet a bitch will sell a motherfucking twat. Bet stupid ass niggas ask questions like this and that. Answer questions, but you miss the facts. I'm smoking nerve, I'm smoking wax. Better let a nigga get a dab at that. I'm getting toast. Nigga, I'm post. Roll with a nigga, smoke, draw with a nigga, get dough, you know this. I been low with your bitch and she died. Better go get your bitch cause she died. Better know that there ain't nothing to play it, I split. Nothing to play it, I split.
Couple cups in the air, feel me? Buy a Sprite, feel that. I buy a Froze just to make it bloody. I mix my soda, now my soda bubbly.
Got a nigga on some gutter shit. Got a gutter bitch. I don't love the bitch. Don't trust the bitch. I just fuck the bitch. If I left my phone, I bust the bitch. Head home, I'm dead wrong. Get more head than headphones. More the chocolate ain't red bones. Mixed breeze, that twist trees. And 6 speeds, no car keys. That push start. Paper keys like Mozart. Riding lower than a go-kart. I pull up on her in reverse. She put a condom out her red purse. I tell that bitch I need head first and I smoke her. Jumping on the bottles, I know, been fucking all the models, yeah, do, don't feel down before, been falling down for no reason, don't feel down before, been fucking around for 4 seasons, she's like a fuck like hoes, now my paper, then you know, I said I'm down to fuck like this, now I'm gon' show you. Real nigga do real shit, kinda make it hard for me to deal with. Paralyzed, I don't feel shit. Got alibis, how I kill shit. Smoke medical, but I'm still sick. Couple of bros that I'm still with. Been there, done it. That's probably why we run shit. 100, no half-ass. Real nigga just act smash. I'm head first, these niggas ass last. Still ain't no mad ass, get mad cash, and I'm back king. 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's no sleep. I stay up. I need mine, nigga. Pay up. Straight up, no breaks, nigga. Real shit, no fake niggas. Big chips, high steak, nigga. Y'all late niggas can't relate with it, so I shake niggas and I duck hoes. Money over bitches, nigga, fuck hoes. Real shit, I don't trust hoes. So a nigga out here going for the gusto. So fuck no, I won't stall, nigga. Got a ball hard till I fall, nigga. Got some real bulls on call, nigga. Have them come through, murk all y'all niggas. Hold up. These pussy niggas get no love. Real nigga don't get no fuck. Show up, no bluff, low.
I'm playing 3v3 from like for a minute right now. I don't give a fuck about nothing. And I'm using this bitch. No, we getting that fucking Damascus. Oh shit. I forgot this nigga invited me. I forgot. My bad. My fucking bad. Hey, you know what? Is there a way to get the game chat in here without fucking using my game chat link? That shit fucking weak. I hate game chat link.
Oh, high enough today. I don't get it.
I'm gonna quit real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna start back up. Nigga, y'all niggas got corona.
Like, damn, he can't breathe.
Nigga like me, you never know I had corona. I cough every day off this kush. I can't breathe. Me neither. Shit, the weed too strong. I got coronavirus. I got Cushington. Oh, here we go. That was from left. Hey, here you go, bronchitis. Yeah, you a special Pokemon too, I guess. Supposedly, how do you feel though? Or did they just tell you these things?
And I can do regular stuff on regularly, like running and shit like that. But when I get sick, that's what I get. Like, they start having a whooping cough and shit.
Whooping cough. I get whooping cough. But guess what? I be whooping. So apparently, I be whooping and smoking kush. So I got a whooping cough. So that's bars. That's bars, nigga. I'm playing as Ghost, and we are using Rockin' Man. Rockin' Man. Maybe we should play my sound loud. Let me see my speaker. Phone. Turn it up. Just turn it up. Cause I want to hear what the fuck they talking about. I'm gonna be off beat art, you know what I mean? Oh, so it turns off when I turn it off. Bet. Bet. Hell yeah, and I'm gonna open the drawer on these niggas so they can hear me loud and clear. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, yeah. Tu quiero. Man, shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about either. Just tapping in. Joe Biden has picked another racist person as his VP. Don't vote for them niggas. This just in. Joe Biden gonna send you niggas back to jail. Keep playing around. Oh, y'all think Kamala Harris is back? First of all, Joe Biden already told her that bitch ain't black. Hey, yo. Let's get it in.
Picked her so that, people who don't, pay attention to that shit could think, he has a black person running with him type shit.
She said no, she's not running with him.
She denied it?
Yeah. Really?
Oh, all of a sudden? Because that bitch want to be president. That bitch is a grifter. Y'all know what a grifter is? Look up the word grifter. That's what I want you guys to do for the day. The word of the day is grifter. Bro, this bitch Kamala, this black lady with fucking quotation marks is a grifter. I don't gotta be mean to tell you the truth, my nigga. But I feel some type of way when I'm telling the truth. So I'll call you a bitch when you acting like a bitch. Kamala Harris did a lot of bitch ass nigga shit, bro. She didn't do no real nigga shit. She did a lot of bitch shit, bro. Bro, it's only certain type of niggas that's gonna stand up for what's righteous. And certain niggas that's gonna do what's wicked when it benefit them. Straight up, bro. No cap. You don't even play me like that ain't even true. You been done like this before. Niggas done fucking. You know what? I don't even want. Y'all go look up Tulsi Gabbard versus Kamala Harris. Y'all go look up that. Tulsi Gabbard. If Joe Biden would have picked Tulsi Gabbard, he would have probably got a head nod like, okay. Because really, you know why he couldn't pick Tulsi Gabbard? Tulsi Gabbard don't fuck with no fake-ass, bitch-ass niggas named Joe Biden, bro. That's what really happened. You know what? I think Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard need to fucking click the fuck up and do it big, bro. We got Kanye, we got Tulsi Gabbard, and we got Andrew Yang. These people care about the people. The rest of these niggas been in politics for eons and millennia. Bro, stop voting for these niggas, bro. They like, this the type of weed man that always sell you a 0.7 when you wanted a dime, and he be like, I got you next time. And then when you go pick up again, the nigga sell you a 0.6. And then he be like, I got you next time. And then when you go pick from the nigga, give you 0.8. And you like, damn, bro, you owe me like a whole gram now. And you like, and the nigga say, hold up, I got you right now, I got you right now. And you go pick up a whole eighth, and the nigga, no, matter of fact, you want to go pick up a half ounce, the nigga sell you an eighth. And he said, hold up, that's, the market tripping right now. We can't do it right now. Nigga, you all type of excuses, but no fucking good reasons why the fuck he doing that shit. It's nonsense. Pay me what the fuck I paid you for. Bro, y'all niggas done got played before, bro. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is gonna play you weird ass niggas. Don't believe in them, bro. As far as I'm concerned, Trump really trying to shit on niggas. I feel like that. I feel like, you know how I feel in my heart. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas think about Trump. I'm gonna tell you what I think about Trump. Trump really wants to be the greatest president ever in the fucking world. Cause that nigga ego big as fuck, bro. Niggas don't understand this big ass ego shit, bro. That's why Kanye like that nigga. Niggas big ego niggas, bro. Trump really wants to be the greatest president ever in the fucking world. That nigga ego big as fuck, bro. That's just facts, bro. I ain't gonna say about that. But fuck Joe Biden. We about to shoot niggas in their face. They ain't gonna like how it tastes. Let's do it big. Hey, you know what I'm really mad about? You know where this all started? This nigga said if you voting for Trump, then you ain't black. Oh, nigga, who the fuck are you? Hold on, this nigga said black people aren't as diverse as the Hispanic culture. Nigga, what are you talking about? Joe Biden, go to fucking bed, bro. Joe Biden, go to bed, bro. Just shut the fuck up forever and go to fucking bed, bro. Take Joe Biden, have several seats. Joe Biden needs to smoke some weed, bro. Joe Biden needs to smoke some motherfucking weed if he gonna get my vote, nigga. I want to see Joe Biden smoke a whole blunt on camera. That's the only way I'm gonna vote for that bitch ass nigga. On the set. Nah, I don't need none of that kissing nobody feet, bro. That shit weak as fuck. That shit gay, actually. Get the fuck out of here. Don't do that to me, bro. Nigga, just do what's right, bro. Do what's right, bro. I want you to do the same thing you sent them niggas to jail for. Nah, bro. It's deeper than rap, bro. It's deeper than rap. I don't want no submission, nigga. I want some realization of self. This nigga Dojo. And then he go, hey, you know how you want to said that shit about black people and then you want to pick this wannabe black lady. I ain't gonna say she not black. She might have African American heritage, but the bitch is not an African descendant of a slave. The bitch don't got American history. That's what I'm saying. She don't have American history. She new here.
I bet it was mine. Where my swisher at, man? I went and got weed for my swisher. Like, y'all see me leave? I was like, I got my some weed. Where my swisher at, Fresh?
Nigga, we smoked it.
For real? I went all the way, nigga. You know how hot it was outside? Bro, I sacrificed.
Nigga, I sat here.
Nobody's out here sacrificing.
I sacrificed. I put my line on the neck. That's how he sound to me. I put my line on the neck.
My neck on the line.
Nigga, I know. But you sound goofy. It's so dramatic when you say it, right? Hey, my laugh is fucking belligerent. Forgive me. I don't give a fuck though. Sad. Oh shit, here we go. Bro, I really been waiting for this message to start. Y'all don't play me like that.
I'll got you then. I'll got you then.
Man, fuck all this, bro. We got Warzone, bro. This shit is boring. This game sucks. This game is trash. I'm about to play fucking Deliverance after this. Mini Royale? Deuce face, baby. Oh, this nigga not even playing. Never mind. Hold up, my nigga been trying to invite me to a game. I hope this nigga ain't signed the fuck up.
bitch. I'm better than selling motherfucking twat. Bad, stupid ass niggas ask questions like this and that. Answer questions, but you missed the facts. I'm smoking nerve, I'm smoking wax. Better let a nigga get a dab at that, don't get toast. Nigga, I'm post. Roll with a nigga, smoke, draw with a nigga, get dough, he notice. I been low with your bitch and she dying. Better go get your bitch cause she got it. Better know that there is ain't nothing to play, I spit. Nothing to play, I spit.
Couple cups in the air, feel me? Buy a Sprite, make you feel that. I buy a four just to make it muddy. I mix my soda, now my shit so bubbly.
Got a nigga on some gutter shit. Got a gutter bitch. I don't love the bitch. Don't trust the bitch. I just fuck the bitch. If I left my phone, I bust the bitch. Head home, I'm dead wrong. Get more head than headphones. More chocolate and red bones. Mixed breeze, that touch trees. And 6 P's, no car keys. That push start. Play with keys like Mozart. Riding lower than a go-kart. I pulled up on her in reverse. She pulled a condom out her red purse. I tell that bitch I need head first and I smoke her.
Jumping on the bottles, I know. Been fucking all the models, yeah. Don't feel them before. Been falling down for no reason. Don't feel them before. Been fucking around for 4 seasons. She's like a fuck like I'm spend my paper, you know I said I'm down to fuck like it's not gon' show.
Real nigga do real shit. Kinda make it hard fun to deal with. Paralyzed, I don't feel shit. Got alibis, how I kill shit. Smoke medical, but I'm still sick. Couple of bros that I'm still with. Been there, done it. That's probably why we run shit. 100, no half-ass. Real nigga just act smash. I'm head first, these niggas ass last. Still ain't no mad ass, get mad cash, and I'm king. 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's no sleep. I stay up, I need mine, nigga. Pay up, straight up, no breaks, nigga. Real shit, no fake niggas. Big chips, high stake, nigga. Y'all late niggas can't relate with it, so I shake niggas and I duck hoes. Money over bitches, nigga, fuck hoes. Real shit, I don't trust hoes, so a nigga out here going for the gusto. So fuck no, I won't stall, nigga. Gotta go hard till I fall, nigga. Got some real goons on call, nigga. Haven't come through work, all y'all niggas, hold up. These pussy niggas get no love. Real nigga don't get no fuck. Showing up, no bluff, low cut, low bluff, as I post up. Cause I'm a real nigga, no fake shit.
Primary objective is to kill them all.
Bitch, I'm saying what you saying, bitch, you playing. Throw that thing back, on a Mac for a stack. Make it mama cry, make it clap, make it clap. Shawty just a freak, got me staring at the cheeks. I can't talk, I can't move, I can't speak. Throw that thing back for a Big Mac. She want my ding dong, she on her snack. She slobber the top, no cap. She give a nigga money and I flip that. I gave her just a dick and a gift wrap, yeah. Bitch better grind me and thank me. I'ma go and put a bitch grind me, yeah, you know it. Bitch called 7, 8 times. Then I stuck the pussy with the 9, yeah. 9 in her spine, now I got a bitch whip. Push the start, bitch, she let me drive the whip. I got hustle in the bitch, and that's for sure. I ain't complacent anymore for a score, low whore. I mean, how can I do it again? Yeah, I'm finna win it again. I bought a 4 in the store, yes I did. It was only purple in the juice, I went big. I was about to do this on the 13 for my vato. She better have that guacamole with my nacho. No necesito más dinero, I want a bundle. Bitch wanna know where I go, oh no. Yeah, but I run circles on the time. Bitch try to hop out of line. Bitch, the game mine. I was Westside Bank. Weed man slanging in the phone, stay ringing. Why? Whoa, whoa, when I trip, bitch, niggas on that dick of the FIG click. Why? I don't dig it, I fig it. I don't talk it, I live it. Why? I want it, I pick it. Bitches, I dick it. You better lick it. Yeah. Burners or slippers. Never been a captain, you know I'm about to skipper. Shit, I'll probably try to pamper. Take it to the track, then back to the Weber. Fresher face numb. Gram in the blunt, then I face to the lungs. Word to the dumb. Fuck where you talk, nigga. Fuck where you from. Niggas see the snake in the hisses. I see the cops and the flocks and the snitches. They watching you pimpin'. I'm just trying to get my motherfucker rich. Take my picture. Shit, take my picture. Take my picture. Take my picture. Take my picture. Die young nigga. Hi young nigga. Bye young nigga. You all die young nigga. Tryna ride with a nigga. You the type of fake try to lie to a nigga. I don't trust niggas. I don't trust bitches. I don't trust nothing. Only my riches. Only my money. Only my shit that I made that I get. You ain't know nothing. You ain't talking shit. Who can I trust? They say they honest. I know not that much. I know no dummy. They not gon' run me. I'm gon' eat. Go straight to the tummy. I'ma sit back with the bitches. I'ma holler what it do. Lord is my witness, this civil business. And it always feels the same. Lord is my witness, this civil business. I guess it's not about to change. Lord is my witness, this civil business. It's not about to change. Niggas see the snake in the hiss. I see the cops and the flocks and the snitches. They watching you pimpin'. I'm just trying to get my motherfucker rich. Simply for the fact. Simply for these simp niggas, simply for the cat. See, this is my pride. They bitches and snitches and they swearing to God that they with it. You ain't even the right type of wicked. You ain't even the wrong type of good. You just wish you could. Should've been a bank hat, wish you Big would. Big nuts in your mouth. Fuck what you talk, nigga. Dick in your bitch and I burn it to your scalp, nigga. How you like me now? How you like them apples? I know you got these tests, but I know you like the tattle. You do, I do, me. I get my dough, you don't. Shit, cheese what I get. Gas what I smoke, nigga. Flick of the wrist and I'm flipping a bitch. Yeah, I'ma sit back with the bitches. I'ma holler what it do. Lord is my witness, this civil business. And it always feels the same. Lord is my witness, this civil business. I guess it's not about to change. Lord is my witness, this civil business. Chase what I get, gas what I smoke, nigga. Flick of the wrist and I'm flipping a bitch. Flick of the wrist, flick what I smoke, nigga. Flick of the wrist and I'm flipping a bitch. You invite this bitch nigga to my house. Flick of the wrist and I'm flipping a bitch. What the fuck, what is this? Who the fuck are these niggas? What the fuck is going on here? Big blunt bitches and body dog. All the niggas really up on it. Nigga don't take what he get dog. I'ma take 2 10s, flip it 10 balls. I'ma make 2 10s to 100. I'ma get all the ever money, all the ever money. Keys to the weed shop, new whip. Kitty bank, drop, pop top. Bitch watch TikTok, knock knock. Nigga hoop, nigga I'm here. How the fuck you going? I'm too fucking hot for this shit, I'm stewing. Oh my god, the word, I'm the fucking hate it. Fuckers need to die, your life's overrated. I ain't gonna debate it, but I can masturbate it. Hope you know nobody love you, hope you know you hate it. You can get beat white meat to the grizzle. Bitch, I'll slap you with your own fucking pistol. Did you know you got a face that is so fucking punchable? Cheese and crackers, nigga, hand over the lunch. See, this is probably when they parents hate you. You right back on your forehead, cause make it. I didn't make it. Nigga tryna hide you. He was talking, he said he hit you more than I do. That's a lie. Your girl think I'm cool in them high. I don't know. Bitches say I'm gone, say I'm crazy. Baby. Big blunt bitches and body dog. All the niggas really. Nigga don't take what he get dog. I'ma take 2 10s, flip it 10 balls. I'ma make 2 10s to 100. I'ma get all the hell money, all the hell money. Keys to the race shop, new whip. Kitty bank, drop, pop top. Bitch watch TikTok, knock knock. Nigga hoop, that's how I plot. Aim for the pot. Drugs in my socks, no slang on the block. I ain't trying to tell me that you know, but you're not. Ice on the chain and I'm cold in the spot. Nigga, this is where I'm hot. You're not even little. Nigga, you ain't cold, you ain't hot, you in the middle. chippy in your brittle. A girl in a diddle. Frankly, she just wanna put my Malcolm in the middle. Ooh, I'ma go and get it. I'ma get the riches. I'ma fuck the hoes, big booty, bad bitches. You ain't never had bitches. Thoughts never thought about you. Uchi mama's Uchi, Wally, all without you. Wally, why they doubt you? I'ma get 4 horse stores in my door that don't forget what they out for. Just wanna talk more. Probably got a dog for it. Let me smoke hers more. Nigga just a herbivore, dinosaur, better roar. Nigga might have met before. 4-4 strap, what's the matter? Thought you metaphor. Oh, bitches say I'm long, say I'm crazy. Maybe, maybe, baby, baby, baby. Baby, 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 baby. It's how you. I'ma make 2 10 to 100. I'ma get all they ever wanted. Keys to the way shop, new whip, any bank drip drop, up top, wish watch TikTok, not guys, nigga who.
Trash.
Whenever it's in space and it rubs against our atmosphere, it leaves a stupid cloud. That's what I'm talking about. Something's hot out there, hot sun, and it's rubbing against the atmosphere. What else, Fresh?
What's breaking?
You like the worst.
I know. Damn.
Person to communicate when you're online.
Nigga, it was 4 against 1, nigga.
You monotastic.
Alright, bet. That's what alright, bet.
Monotastic. It's taking one thing on at a time, every day.
Tunnel vision, nigga.
He got some fireweed right now.
OP.
Yeah. This shit works. Sell out.
These niggas be trying to buy everything just to try to be cool.
Sure. Go right on ahead, man.
Alright, bro.
You got blood smoke with you too? That's the type of nigga.
I'm about to get some mini Royale wins. They got me fucked up. I'm going for first place, nigga. Sad.
I was telling people that work at the pound. When I first got there, I got that pound.
This nigga wild to me.
Dude, I felt like it was a distance. Everybody like, oh, he told me he got a pound. Like, this is a straight hood nigga up here.
Because y'all some straight crackheads up here, that's all. I had to ask, at least let me see what's going on, shit.
And then over the years you find out who do what. Who got fired for what.
That's sad.
Everybody trying to get this shit.
Oh yeah, this is the squad, let's go. Oh, they leaving? I'm out of here too then. Fuck y'all niggas. The fuck, nigga? Don't try to leave me like I'm gonna be last picked on the basketball team, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. They got, what's that? What's that mean?
You a conservative, bro?
I'm dummy conservative, nigga. I believe in family. I don't believe in
You
abortion.
conservative? That bottle lasts a week. Stop lying.
Nigga, conservatives drink. Nigga, fuck we talk this way, nigga. Because we stressed out how the fuck you liberals
You know
got
what
this shit
conservative
going.
mean? It means you conserve shit. It's just that lasts a long time period of time.
No, nigga. It ain't like that. I'm financially conservative, nigga. I'm spiritually conservative.
Not as physical world though.
No, physical. Y'all can have this body. Y'all can have this body, nigga.
It ain't all his body. Y'all can have this body. This nigga's tripping.
Nigga, I ain't worried about the flesh, nigga.
Can you say Seth Rihanna to say that? That's fucked up.
I don't give a fuck what anybody would say. I say what I say.
She died off of that. So.
Bro, don't try to guilt trip me into anything that somebody chose in their life, bro. That's weird.
You gonna choose the same thing.
Alright, good. My grandfather died. Don't put that fucking. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Hold on, I feel like Call of Duty just got over on me just now. Let me see how much So if I want to buy this, what would it say? Should better say 20. On the set, it better say 20. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, nigga. Give me my powers back. Niggas don't know nothing about them fucking Space Jam bars I be saying, bro. I be saying Space Jam bars all day. Niggas don't be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about.
I be saying movie bars all day, like the radio dudes from the Brave Little Toaster.
Nigga gonna bring up the Brave Little Toaster like niggas know what that is. Niggas don't know about no Brave Little Toaster, nigga. Niggas sleep on the Brave Little Toaster. Nigga on the set. Hey yo, the toaster was like, we gotta get back to master. Damn, y'all really like this nigga. He used to turn us on.
It was sex playing. It's like you play with my handle.
He plays with my handle and my buttons. That's funny. Bare bones, nigga. Oh, we gonna see who the real Call of Duty killer?
Hey, the Brave Little Toaster is about
And they got bare bones, nigga. We gonna see who the real Call of Duty killer, nigga.
It's about a bunch of whole ass.
I invite all you niggas, blood, all you niggas. I invite you niggas. We gonna see who the real Call of Duty bare bones, nigga. All you niggas, blood.
It's about a bunch of whole ass appliances that like to be used.
See, that's why I don't play hardcore, because they don't got no good. They don't got the good game modes on there. Niggas got bare bones out here, bro. We about to play bare bones, bro. Yeah. We gonna see who the GOAT. Damn, I need some long shots. I'm getting that shit, bro. Fuck all that, bro. I waited too long. Fuck that mobility. I want the gun to be heavy. I'm gonna hit him with something heavy. Look at that range. Look at that range. Hold on.
Man, why would I type something and come up with the emotion that I'm feeling? I'll type a whole sentence.
Because they're trying to tell you how to feel.
At the end, they'll have the face for that sentence.
Because they're trying to tell you how to feel.
And I'm like,
Why
how the fuck do they know how I'm feeling? You know what I mean?
Why should I care? Why should I have that when I got these on my... Something like that. I forget how that goes. When I got fleas on my head. That's how he said it. Said, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, that's that shit right there. Ooh, 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 ooh. There was a cat chilling with a bunch of dogs, huh? Wasn't it? Oliver and Company. I gotta do a movie review. Niggas don't know about no Oliver and Company. Don't know about no Brave Little Toaster. Come on, bro. Don't know about no Oliver and Company, Brave Little Toaster.
Lamb chop.
Nigga, no, that's too far back. Lamb chop's back there with Rupert and shit.
No Arthur.
No, they know about Arthur. Arthur's a fucking whole meme, bro.
Arthur isn't.
It's a simple lesson. It comes from the heart. So believe in yourself. And that's the place to start. And I say, hey, what those? It's time to get high today. This is one try to play. We get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart. Listen to the beat. Listen to the rhythm of the street. Put that on the track. Put that on the beat. Get together and make it better by making that cheddar.
She was on school. Viral session.
Who getting their ass
She
whooped?
was on a school session. On computer. That's fresh.
Oh, she do the homework and the mom comes out.
Hold up, she at school and
She at school on
and the
Zoom.
school teacher walked by.
No, she on the computer.
And her mom walks
On the
by.
session with the class. And the mom walked by with the blunt in her hand. And the teacher like, what's the blunt?
She coming in to check in and see what her daughter doing, huh?
Yeah, like, what you doing up in here? She at school and shit, dressed and everything.
That's
like,
comedy. Now, that's funny as fuck right there.
So I told me a lot of brothers will smoke.
Bro, black people get sent to jail forever for smoking, nigga. Black people been smoking since forever, nigga. We came from Africa smoking, bro. How you think smoking came to America, nigga?
You need to go with your lessons again, Professor.
Right. Professor Fresh. You think they don't got the danga? The daga? Stop smoking that daga. That's what they say in Africa. Put down the daga. I really don't even need no shit. I'm about to use fucking glass on one. Fuck Ghost. Ghost the pussy ass niggas. Who get me? Flash. Everything gonna go white before you see yourself die. Yes, sir. No, we don't need no help. Tracker, baby.
You know, when the rock always like be at the door. Nosy as a motherfucker. Get your ass back.
You don't bite.
Cold, good.
Where'd you get this green screen?
Nigga, Tisha hooked me up. Nigga, what you talking
Doesn't
about?
work though. Is it light enough? Is it light enough for the green?
I think it's light enough for the green, B.
We can hang this up a half the wall, huh? All we need is some hooks to go on the top. And then we can pretend that we at the beach.
That's what he said earlier. I'm in Hawaii, bitch.
Yeah, you
That might
did.
take a light. That's probably every man thought. Just pretend we see it at the beach. Everybody likes the beach. I want to pretend I'm snowboarding.
Nigga, for real. Nigga says you a conservative because I said F Joe Biden. Fuck you, Trig. I'll say F Trig. Did that make me conservative? Did that make me a crip?
I was just thinking about the meaning of conservation. That's all I was thinking of. I was
Nigga, fuck Joe Biden, nigga. That nigga
I
cat.
forgot all about what I said. You tripping.
You know what's funny? I'm saying after Joe Biden, nigga be like, fuck Trump. Nigga, y'all niggas been saying fuck Trump. That shit old, nigga. Y'all got something new to worry about. That's hard. That's hard. I'm not hold on, what they got in the store? They got out here, bro. Yeah, didn't I join a nigga? See? Brad Jamie.
Six. What? Anyone? What's that? Let me see that bracelet. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. You a punk rocker? Okay, Hot Topic.
She a walker flocker.
Conservatives should be people who protect nature. Mother Nature. That's what conservatives are. People who protect the oil.
Conservationists.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Protect the water.
The conservationists and shit.
No, you can't burn this forest down for them all. Them type of niggas.
I ain't on real
They change
talk.
the meaning of conservative.
Real
That's
talk.
what I feel like.
That's facts.
Oh, my star.
Hey now. Hey now. Here's how. Come here,
What about the puzzle place? We coming to the puzzle place. What about Sizzle and Nuzzle and Kiki too?
Police. I can't even sing right now. I was jumping at the beach. At the little babies. Get away from that rock.
And then we was yelling at Wilson.
That's funny. No, that's hilarious, man. I see that shit. That shit is cute.
What's up? Fucking with Wilson. Trying to say Wilson, he got lost out there.
What is that? The puzzle place? Puzzle place? We're going to puzzle place? Yeah, that's what that shit is.
You stupid.
Is that Thanos, nigga?
Yeah, that's what that is. He talking this nigga's stupid.
Bro, you didn't even say it was the puzzle place. Shut the fuck up. Is that Thanos?
It was
Is that Thanos?
I thought it was. I just looked black, so I was like,
This nigga done sent me 1,000 invites. I couldn't accept none of them. I don't know what the fuck they got going on out here.
you got the, I see what you doing. Alright.
Hey, yo, she was in the room knocked out, so I brought her out for a second. This shit going all back in the tabernacle.
I'm talking about with the light on you. See what you're doing with the light.
See, Ebony should have just stayed down. Here, this for you, Trey.
What, Spectrum?
No, it's for Ebony. You said Ebony.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Spectrum already paid their ass.
That's a whole other pack. Where my pack at? I just brought out. You stole it? I know you stole my last one. Where's it at?
What do I do with it? I know I dropped it somewhere. Oh, man. That's badass. I'm not gonna cap. That's so fucking badass. fuck sex? You wanna fuck that smoke man? I think that bitch about to kill somebody. That's dope as fuck though. On who head?
Putin.
On Poonie?
Putin.
You know he is a Libra.
When he walking down the hallway with that sound. I ain't seen that in the video in a minute. Putin walking down the hallway. Why that video look so like? What type of cameras are they using? This was in cameras from 1990.
Who?
When they was taking the recording of Putin walking down the hallway.
Putin?
Yeah.
Oh no, they fucking did that shit as a meme, bro. That was a fucking
The video
meme.
footage quality is so horrible.
That shit was
I was gonna say
horrible, bro.
horrible.
That shit was horrible. You know why it was horrible? You know why it was horrible? Cause of BitTorrent. But I was over the heads. That niggas got quiet.
Horrible, the same thing. Why did they make them terrible, horrible? It's like, I don't know. Terror.
No, I actually
Horror.
mean
That's what it is, huh?
terror and horror are two different things. For real. Like anxiety and depression are two different things.
Just like or and or-mer. It's two or-mer. Or and or-mer. Or and or-mer.
Or makes armor.
Armor.
Aura and armor.
Yeah. Or and armor.
I've heard enough. Hold up, they got a whole new Chris Donner on here, bro. They upgraded Chris Donner. Finally.
They stupid. They upgraded Chris.
Let's go. Big Chris Donner. Yes, sir, bro.
Why
Let's
they always
go.
got somebody looking like
They're going to have to burn me down.
Why they got somebody looking like Chris Donner? A big white. A big
Nigga,
white
they upgraded Chris Donner, bro.
There you go. That's Donner.
Let's get the dog. Chris Donner, that's my dog. Chris Donner said the truth.
Chris
Nigga.
Donner, the first nigga to get away in history. They wanna
Chris
lie.
Donner,
They
look
lied
how
about it.
buff this nigga look
Listen,
compared to
listen.
Ghost.
They want to say
He'll kill
he
that
got away.
nigga in the
He
hand
got
battle.
away. We don't know what happened to him. He's still
Yeah,
loose.
Chris
They couldn't
Donner,
say that
baby.
on
I should have
news.
named the stream Chris
That
Donner.
niggas look bad. It make them look bad. So they sent 100 cops to one location to make a scene because this nigga got away.
Nigga, that's Chris Donner, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Chris Donner, I feel like he got away, man.
You think they faked his death?
Nigga, they said they found 3 IDs. They found an ID up there.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
They found an ID.
That's how you know you a legendary nigga. When niggas say you faked your death, you a legendary Negro. Like
They said
Tupac,
they
Chris
found smooth
Donner,
items,
Bob
smooths.
Marley. Niggas don't believe nobody died.
Guns, then they said
Jesus,
they
they'll
said
think
they found
nobody died,
two
bro.
assault weapons,
You a
smooth
legendary
items,
Negro.
Then they went to Big Bear, they said they found 2 more assault weapons. I'm like, this nigga just running around with a crate of assault weapons. They shoot up they shot 3 blue trucks that looked like his. I'm like, they didn't want this nigga to say nothing.
Nigga, you know what's crazy?
It was like, this nigga.
You know what's crazy to me? Nobody listened to Chris Donner's manifesto. That nigga manifesto said the realest shit ever. I should play that nigga manifesto in the background. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck.
And think about it. Who was the most activist nigga in history against the system? Chris Donner was the first.
I'm about to play Chris Donner's manifesto in the background. My screen on the set.
He was doing this right
shit. Oh, Trey, get it, nigga.
He was doing this. What the? She forced me. Look at that.
Look, he put his hands on me like, yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh, she looked like the caterpillar from Bugs Life. What the fuck?
She was recording me. She cold. She cold. I'll see what you do.
Ah, Trick, you got Cordy.
I'll see what you be doing. I'll see what type of shit y'all be pulling now.
Fuck you. That's what you was doing.
Recording off the tail ass niggas.
That ain't even nothing to talk about. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, Chris Donner, manifesto. Read aloud.
Hello everyone. I have something to ask you. May I add your name to join my campaign?
This nigga Joe Biden out of pocket, bro.
These are the words of Christopher Jordan Dorner, a former LAPD police officer and ex-United States Naval Reserve lieutenant. He's accused of killing 4 people and wounding 4 others. He led federal, state, and
I'm trying to get banned, bro. Fuck these niggas.
California's largest manhunt on record. On February 12th, 2013, he was burned to death by the police in Big Bear Lake, California.
So they say.
He left a manifesto for all to read, explaining why he did.
Just trust
in advance
Trust
for any word
We die.
I know it's going to happen. Names are hard to do. Cities and some words I may not know.
He was ahead of his time.
And just so
You know what niggas
this
you know right
audio
there.
does contain graphic language, and I These are the words of Christopher Jordan Dorner, a former LAPD police officer and ex-United States Naval Reserve lieutenant. He's accused of killing 4 people and wounding 4 others. He led federal, state, and local police on California's largest manhunt on record. On February 12, 2013, he was burned to death by the police in Big Bear Lake, California. Before his murder spree, he left a manifesto for all to read, explaining why he did what he did. Apologies in advance for any word mispronouncements. I know it's going to happen. Names are hard to do, cities, and some words I may not know. So again, apologies. And just a warning, this audio does contain graphic language, and I haven't censored anything from the manifesto for the record. The following are Christopher Dorner's words. From Christopher Jordan Dorner /7648 to America. Subject, last resort. Regarding CF number 07-004281. I know most of you who personally know me are in disbelief to hear from media reports that I am suspected of committing such horrendous murders and have taken drastic and shocking actions in the last couple of days. You are saying to yourself that this is completely out of character of the man you knew who always wore a smile wherever he was seen. I know I will be vilified by the LAPD and the media. Unfortunately, this is a necessary evil that I do not enjoy, but must partake and complete for substantial change to occur within the LAPD and reclaim my name. The department has not changed since the Rampart and Rodney King days. It has gotten worse. The consent decree should never have been lifted. The only thing that has evolved from the consent decree is those officers involved in the Rampart scandal and Rodney King incidents have since promoted to supervisor, commanders, and command staff and executive positions. The question is, what would you do to clear your name? Name. A word or set of words by which a person, animal, place, or thing is known, addressed, or referred to. Name synonyms: reputation, title, appellation, denomination, repute. A name is more than just a noun, verb, or adjective. It's your life, your legacy, your journey, sacrifices, and everything you've worked hard for every day of your life as an adolescent, young adult, and adult. Don't let anybody tarnish it when you know you've lived up to your own set of ethics and personal ethos. In August 2007, I reported an officer, Officer Teresa Evans, now a sergeant, for kicking a suspect, excessive force, during a use of force while I was assigned as a patrol officer at LAPD's Harbor Division. While cuffing the suspect, Christopher Gettler, Evans kicked the suspect twice in the chest and once in the face. The kick to the face left a visible injury on the left cheek below the eye. Unfortunately, after reporting it to supervisors and investigated by PSB, Internal Affairs Investigator Detective Villanueva/Gallegos, nothing was done. I had broken their supposed blue line. Unfortunately, it's not just us, it's justice. In fact, 10 months later, on June 25th, 2008, after already successfully completing probation, acquiring a basic post certificate and intermediate post certificate, I was relieved of duty by the LAPD while assigned to patrol at Southwest Division. It is clear as day that the department retaliated toward me for reporting Evans for kicking Mr. Christopher Gettler. The department stated that I had lied and made up the report that Evans had kicked the suspect. I later went on to a Board of Rights department hearing for decision of continued employment from October 2008 to January 2009. During this BRO hearing, a video was played for the BRO panel where Christopher Gettler stated that he was indeed kicked by Officer Evans. Video sent to multiple news agencies. In addition to Christopher Gettler stating he was kicked, his father Richard Gettler also stated that his son had stated he was kicked by an officer when he was arrested after being released from custody. This was all presented for the department at the BRO hearing. They still found me guilty and terminated me. What they didn't mention was that the BRO panel, made up of Captain Phil Tingerides, Captain Justin Eisenberg, and City Attorney Martella, had a significant problem from the time the board was assembled. Captain Phil Tingerides was a personal friend of Teresa Evans from when he was her supervisor at Harbor Station. That is a clear conflict of interest, and I made my argument for this removal early and was denied. The advocate for the LAPD BRO was Sergeant Anderson. Anderson also had a conflict of interest, as she was Evans' friend and former partner from Harbor Division, where they both worked patrol together. I made my argument for her removal when I discovered her relation to Evans, and it was denied. During the BRO, the department attempted to label me unsuccessfully as a bully. They stated that I had bullied a recruit, Abraham Sheffries, in the academy, when in reality, an unfounded disposition from the official 1.28 formal complaint investigation found that I was the one who stood up for Abraham Sheffries when other recruits sang Nazi Hitler youth songs about burning Jewish ghettos in World War II Germany, where his father was a survivor of a concentration camp. How fucking dare you attempt to label me with such a nasty, vile word? I ask that all earnest journalists investigating this story ask Officer Abraham Sheffries about the incident when Officer Berdios began singing a Nazi youth song about burning Jewish ghettos. The internal affairs investigation in the academy involving Sheffries was spurned by a complaint that I had initiated towards two fellow recruit officers. While on an assigned patrol footbeat in Hollywood Division, Officers Hormelio Berdios IV and Marlon Magana, both current LAPD officers, decided that they would voice their personal feelings about the black community. When traveling back to the station in a 12-passenger van, I heard Magana refer to another individual as a nigger. I wasn't sure if I heard correctly, as there were many conversations in the van that was compiled of at least 8 officers, and he was sitting in the very rear and me in the very front. Even with the multiple conversations and ambient noise, I heard Officer Magana call an individual a nigger again. Now that I had confirmed it, I told Magana not to use that word again. I explained that it was a well-known offensive word that should not be used by anyone. He replied, "I'll say it when I want." Officer Berdios, a friend of his, also stated that he would say nigger when he wanted. At that point, I jumped over my front passenger seat and 2 other officers where I placed my hands around Berdios' neck and squeezed. I stated to Berdios, "Don't fucking say that." At that point, there was pushing and shoving, and we were separated by several other officers. What I should have done was put a Winchester Ranger SXT 9mm 147 grain bullet in his skull and Officer Magana's skull. The situation would have been resolved effective immediately. The sad thing about the incident was that when Detective Ty from Internal Affairs investigated this incident, only one officer, unknown, in the van other than myself had statements consistent with what actually happened. The other 6 officers, John Carey, Gary Parker, Jacob Wakes, Abraham Sheffries, and names I have forgotten, all stated they heard nothing and saw nothing. Shame on every one of you. Shame on Detective Ty, same ethnicity as Berdios, for creating a separate 1.28 formal complaint against me. Sheffries' complaint in retaliation for initiating the complaint against Berdios and Magana. Don't retaliate against honest officers for breaking your so-called blue line. I hope your son Ryan Ty, who I knew, is a better officer than you, Detective Ty. The saddest part of this ordeal was that Officer Berdios and Magana were only given 22-day suspensions and are still LAPD officers to this day. That day, the LAPD stated that it is acceptable for fellow officers to call black officers niggers to their face, and you will receive a slap on the wrist. Even sadder, during that 22-day suspension Berdios and Magana received, is that the Los Angeles Police Protective League paid the officers their salaries while they were suspended. When I took a 2-day suspension for an accidental discharge, I took my suspension and never applied for a league salary. It's called integrity. Journalist, I want you to investigate every location I resided in growing up. Find any incidents where I was ever accused of being a bully. You won't, because it doesn't exist. It's not in my DNA. Never was. I was the only black kid in each of my elementary school classes from 1st grade to 7th grade in junior high. And any instances where I was disciplined for fighting was in response to fellow students provoking common childhood schoolyard fights or calling me a nigger or other derogatory racial names. I grew up in neighborhoods where blacks make up less than 1% of the population. My first recollection of racism was in the 1st grade at Norwalk Christian Elementary School in Norwalk, California. A fellow student, Jim Armstrong, if I can recall, called me a nigger on the playground. My response was swift and non-lethal. I struck him fast and hard with a punch and kick. He cried and reported it to a teacher. The teacher reported it to the principal. The principal swatted Jim for using a derogatory word toward me. He then, for some unknown reason, swatted me for striking Jim in response to him calling me a nigger. He stated, as good Christians, we are to turn the other cheek as Jesus did. Problem is, I'm not a fucking Christian, and that old book, made of fiction and limited non-fiction, called the Bible, never once stated Jesus was called a nigger. How dare you swat me for standing up for my rights, for demanding that I be treated as an equal human being. That day I made a life decision that I will not tolerate racial derogatory terms spoken to me. Unfortunately, I was swatted multiple times for the same exact reason up until junior high. Terminating me for telling the truth of a Caucasian officer kicking a mentally ill man is disgusting. Don't ever call me a fucking bully. I want all journalists to utilize every source you have that specializes in collections for your reports. With the discovery and evidence available, you will see the truth. Unfortunately, I will not be alive to see my name cleared. That's what this is about. My name. A man is nothing without his name. Below is a list of locations where I resided from childhood to adulthood. Cerritos, California. Pico Rivera, California. La Palma, California. Thousand Oaks, California. Cedar City, Utah. Pensacola, Florida. Enid, Oklahoma. Yorba Linda, California. Las Vegas, Nevada. During the BRO, an officer named Sergeant Hernandez from Los Angeles Port Police testified on behalf of the LAPD. Hernandez stated for the BRO that he arrived at the location of the UOF shortly before I cuffed the suspect. He also stated that he assisted in cuffing the suspect, and he told me to fix my tie. All of those statements were lies. Hernandez, you arrived at the UOF location up to 30 seconds after I had cuffed Mr. Gettler. All you did was help me lift the suspect to his feet, as it was difficult for me to do by myself because of his heavy weight. You did not tell me to fix my tie, as the BRO members and everyone else in the room know you lied, because the photographic evidence from the UOF scene where Gettler's injuries were photographed clearly shows me wearing a Class B uniform on that day. A Class B uniform is a short-sleeved uniform blouse. A short-sleeved uniform blouse for the LAPD does not have a tie included. This is not Super Troopers uniform, you jackass. Why did you feel the need to embellish and lie about your involvement in the UOF? Are you ashamed that you could not get hired on by any other department other than Port Police? Do you have delusions of grandeur? What you did was perjury, exactly what Evans did when she stated she did not kick Christopher Gettler. What they failed to mention in the BRO was Teresa Evans' own use of force history during her career on the LAPD. She has admitted that she has a lengthy use of force record and has been flagged several times by risk management. She has a very well-known nickname, Chupacabra, which she was very proud to flaunt around the division. She found it very funny and entertaining to draw blood from suspects and arrestees. At one point, she even intentionally ripped the flesh off the arm of a woman we had arrested for battery, sprayed her neighbor with a garden hose. Knowing the woman had thin, elastic skin, she performed an Indian burn to the woman's arm after cuffing her. That woman was in her mid-70s, a mother and granddaughter, and was angry at her tenants who failed to pay rent on time. Something I can completely understand, and I am sure many have wanted to do towards tenants who do not pay their rent. Teresa Evans was also demoted from a senior lead officer rank position for performance issues. During my 2 months of working patrol with Teresa Evans, I found her as a woman who was very angry that she had been pulled from patrol for a short time because of a domestic violence report made by Long Beach Police Department because of an incident involving her active LAPD officer boyfriend, Dominic Fuentes, and herself. Dominic Fuentes is the same officer investigated for witness tampering. She also was visibly angry on a daily basis that she was going to have to file for bankruptcy because her ex-husband, a former LAPD officer and not Dominic Fuentes, who had left the department, state, and was nowhere to be found, left her with a tax bill and debt that she was unable to pay because of a lack of financial means. Evans, you are a piece of shit, and you lied right to the BOR panel when Randy Kwan asked you if you kicked Christopher Gettler. You destroyed my life and name because of your actions. Time is up. The time is now to confess to Chief Beck. I ask that all journalists investigating this story submit requests for FOIA with the LAPD to gain access to the BOR transcripts which occurred from October 2008 to February 2009. There, you will see that a video was played for the BOR members of Mr. Christopher Gettler, who suffers from schizophrenia and dementia, stating that he was kicked by a female officer. That video evidence supports my claim that Evans kicked him twice in the upper body and once in the face. I would like all journalists to also request copies of all reports that I had written while employed by LAPD, whether in the academy or during my 3 years as a police officer. There are DR numbers attached to each report, investigative report, that I have ever written, so they all exist. A FOIA request will most likely be needed to access these at Parker Center or at the personnel/records. Judge my writing/grammar skills for yourself. The department attempted to paint me as an officer who could not write reports. Even though Sergeant Joel Sedanma, a training officer who trained me, stated for the BRO panel that there was nothing wrong with my report writing and that I was better than all rookie probationary officers he has ever trained. Officer David Drew stated the same, but refused to testify as he did not want to, quote, get involved, unquote, with the BROs. Contact Sergeant Donald Deming, now a captain at Lompoc PD, Sergeant Thaddeus Falk, and Sergeant Ed Clark. All will state that my report writing was impeccable. I will tell you this, I always type my reports because I have messy handwriting/penmanship. I never had a single kickback/redline report at Southwest Division, and Sergeant Falk and Sergeant Clark can testify to that. I never received an unsatisfactory on any day or week. The same can be said within the U.S. Naval Reserves. All commanders will state that my report writing was always clear, concise, and impeccable. Even search my AAR after action reports, CHITs, memorandums, IIRs, intelligence information reports, which were written in the Navy. All were pristine. I had worked patrol at LAPD's Harbor Division from February 2006 until July 2006. when I was involuntarily recalled back to active duty, U.S. Navy, for a 12-month mobilization/deployment to CENTCOM in support of OIF/OEF. I returned back to LAPD's Harbor Division on July 2007 and immediately returned to patrol. I worked at Harbor Division until November 2007, where I then transferred to Southwest Division. I worked at Southwest Division until June 25th, 2008, when I was relieved of duty. I have exhausted all available means at obtaining my name back. I have attempted all legal court efforts within appeals at the Superior Courts and California Appellate Courts. This is my last resort. The LAPD has suppressed the truth, and it has now led to deadly consequences. The LAPD's actions have cost me my law enforcement career that began on February 7th, 2005 and ended on January 2nd, 2009. They cost me my naval career, which started on April 2002 and ends on February 2013. I had top secret, sensitive, compartmentalized information clearance up until shortly after my termination with LAPD. This is the highest clearance a service member can attain other than a Yankee White TS/SCI, which is only granted for those working with and around the President/Vice President of the United States. I lost my position as a commanding officer of a Naval Security Forces Reserve Unit at NAS Fallon because of the LAPD. I've lost a relationship with my mother and sister because of the LAPD. I've lost a relationship with close friends because of the LAPD. In essence, I've lost everything because the LAPD took my name and knew I was innocent. Captain Phil Tingerides, Justin Eisenberg, Martella, Randy Quine, and Sergeant Anderson all knew I was innocent, but decided to terminate me so they could continue Officer Teresa Evans' career. I know about the meeting between all of you where Evans' attorney, Rico, confessed that she kicked Christopher Gettler, excessive force. Your day has come. I'm not an aspiring rapper, I'm not a gang member, I'm not a dope dealer. I don't have multiple babies' mamas. I'm an American by choice. I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a military service member, I'm a man who has lost complete faith in the system when the system betrayed, slandered, and libeled me. I lived a good life, and though not a religious man, I always stuck to my own personal code of ethics, ethos, and always stuck to my shoreline and true north. I didn't need the U.S. Navy to instill honor, courage, and commitment in me, but I thank them for reinforcing it. It's in my DNA. Luckily, I don't have to live every day like most of you, concerned if the misconduct you were a part of is going to be discovered. Looking over your shoulder, scurrying at every phone call from Internal Affairs, or from the captain's office, wondering if that is the day PSB comes after you for the suspects you struck when they were cuffed months/years earlier, or that $500 you pocketed from the narcotics dealer, or when the other guys on your watch beat a transient nearly to death and you never reported the UOF to the supervisor. No, I don't have that concern. I stood up for what was right, but unfortunately have dealt with the repercussions of doing the right thing and now losing my name in everything I ever stood for. You fuckers knew Evans was guilty of kicking Gettler, and you did nothing but get rid of what you saw as the problem, the whistleblower. Gettler himself stated on videotape, provided for the BRO and in transcripts, he was kicked, and even his father stated that his son said he was kicked by Evans when he was released from custody. The video was played for the entire BOR to hear. Tingerides, Eisenberg, and Martella all heard it. You're going to see what a whistleblower can do when you take everything from him, especially his name. Look what you did to Sergeant Gavin, now Lieutenant, when he exposed the truth of your lying, racism, and PSB cover-ups to frame and convict an innocent man. You cannot police yourselves, and the consent decree was unsuccessful. Sergeant Gavin, I met you on the range several times as a recruit and as an officer. You're a good man, and I saw it in your eyes and actions. Self-preservation is no longer important to me. I do not fear death, as I died long ago on January 2nd, 2009. I was told by my mother that sometimes bad things happen to good people. I refuse to accept that. From February 2005 to January 2009, I saw some of the most vile things humans can inflict on others as a police officer in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the streets of LA. It was in the confounds of LAPD police stations and shops, also known as cruisers. The enemy combatants in LA are not the citizens and suspects, it's the police officers. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. How ironic that you utilize a fixed glass structure as your command headquarters. You use a luminous building to symbolize that you are transparent, have nothing to hide or suppress, when in essence, concealing, omitting, and obscuring is your forte. Chief Beck, this is when you need to have that come to Jesus talk with Sergeant Teresa Evans and everyone else who was involved in the conspiracy to have me terminated for doing the right thing. You also need to speak with her attorney, Rico, and his conversation with the BOR members and her confession of guilt in kicking Mr. Gettler. I'll be waiting for a public response at a press conference. When the truth comes out, the killing stops. Why didn't you charge me with filing a false police report when I came forward stating that Evans kicked Mr. Christopher Gettler? You filed criminal charges against every other officer who was accused and terminated for filing a false police report. You didn't because you knew I was innocent, and a criminal court would find me innocent and expose your department for suppressing the truth and retaliation. That's why. The attacks will stop when the department states the truth about my innocence publicly. I will not accept any type of currency or goods in exchange for the attacks to stop, nor do I want it. I want my name back, period. There is no negotiation. I am not the State Department who states they do not negotiate with terrorists, because anybody with a secret or TS/SCI has seen IIRs on SIPR and knows that the U.S. State Department always negotiates by using CF countries or independent sovereign/neutral countries to mediate and compromising. This department has not changed from the Daryl Gates and Mark Furman days. Those officers are still employed and have all been promoted to command staff and supervisory positions. I will correct this error. Are you aware that an officer, a rookie/probationary at the time, seen on the Rodney King videotape striking Mr. King multiple times with a baton on March 3rd, 1991, is still employed by the LAPD and is now a captain on the police department? Captain Rolando Solano is now the commanding officer of a LAPD police station, West LA Division. As a commanding officer, he is now responsible for over 200 officers. Do you trust him to enforce department policy and investigate use of force investigations on arrestees by his officers? Are you aware Evans has since been promoted to sergeant after kicking Mr. Gettler in the face? Oh, you violated a citizen's civil rights? We will promote you. Same as LAPD did with the officers from Metro involved in the May Day melee at MacArthur Park. they promoted them to sergeant, a supervisor role. No one is saying you can't be prejudiced or a bigot. We are all human and hold prejudices. If you state that you don't have prejudices, you're lying. But when you act on it and victimize innocent citizens and fellow innocent officers, then that's a concern. For you officers who do the job in the name of justice, those of you who lost innocent officers to this event, look at the name of those on the BOR and the investigating officers from PSB and Evans and ask them, how come you couldn't tell the truth? Why did you terminate an honest officer and cover for a dishonest officer who victimized a mentally ill citizen? Sometimes humans feel a need to prove they are the dominant race of a species, and they inadvertently take kindness for weakness from another individual. You chose wrong. Terminating officers because they expose a culture of lying, racism from the academy, and excessive use of force will immediately change. PSB cannot police their own, and that has been proven. The blue line will forever be severed, and a cultural change will be implanted. You have awoken a sleeping giant. I am here to change and make policy. The culture of LAPD versus the community and honest, good officers needs to and will change. I am here to correct and calibrate your moral compasses to true north. Those Caucasian officers who joined South Bureau divisions, 77th, Southwest, Southeast, and Harbor, with the sole intent to victimize minorities who are uneducated and unaware of criminal law, and civil rights. You prefer the South Bureau because a use of force/deadly force is likely, and the individual you use UOF on will likely not report it. You are a high value target. Those black officers in supervisory ranks and pay grades who stay in South Bureau, even though you live in the Valley or OC, for the sole intent of getting retribution towards subordinate Caucasian officers for the pain and hostile work environment their elders inflicted on you as probationers, P1s, and novice P2s. You are a high value target. You perpetuated the cycle of racism in the department as well. You breed a new generation of bigoted Caucasian officers when you belittle them and treat them unfairly. Those Hispanic officers who victimize their own ethnicity because they are new immigrants to this country and are unaware of their civil rights. You call them wetbacks to their face and demean them in front of fellow officers of different ethnicities so that you will receive some sort of acceptance from your colleagues. I'm not impressed. Most likely, your parents or grandparents were immigrants at one time, but you have forgotten that. You are a high-value target. Those lesbian officers in supervising positions who go to work day in, day out with the sole intent of attempting to prove your misandrist authority, not feminism, to degrade male officers. You are a high-value target. Those Asian officers who stand by and observe everything I previously mentioned other officers participate in on a daily basis, but you say nothing, stand for nothing, and protect nothing? Why? Because of your usual saying, I don't like conflict. You are a high-value target as well. Those of you who go along to get along have no backbone and destroy the foundation of courage. You are the enablers of those who are guilty of misconduct. You are just as guilty as those who break the code of ethics and oath you swore. Citizens/non-combatants do not render medical aid to downed officers/enemy combatants. They would not do the same for you. They will let you bleed out just so they can brag to other officers that they had a 187 caper the other day and can't wait to accrue the overtime in future court subpoenas. As they always say, that's the paramedic's job, not mine. Let the balance of loss of life take place. Sometimes a reset needs to occur. It is endless the amount of times per week officers arrest an individual, label him a suspect, arrestee, defendant, and then before arraignment or trial realize that he is innocent based on evidence. You know what they say when they realize an innocent man just had his life turned upside down? Quote, I guess he should have stayed at home the day he was discovered walking down the street and matching the suspect's description. Oh well, he appeared to be a dirtbag anyways, unquote. Meanwhile, the falsely accused is left to pick up his life, get a new family, friends, and a sense of self-worth. Don't honor these fallen officers / dirtbags. When your family members die, they just see you as extra overtime at a crime scene and at a perimeter. Why would you value their lives when they clearly don't value yours or your family members' lives? I've heard many officers who state they see dead victims as ATVs, wave runners, RVs, and new clothes for their kids. Why would you shed a tear for them when they in return crack a smile for your loss because of the impending extra money they will receive in their next paycheck for sitting at your loved one's crime scene of 6 hours because of the overtime they will accrue? They take photos of your loved ones' recently deceased bodies with their cell phones and play a game of who has the most graphic dead body of the night with officers from other divisions. This isn't just the 20-something-year-old officers. This is the 50-year-old officers with significant time on the job as well who participate. You allow an officer, Thania Sungrunyos, to attempt to hack into my credit union account and still remain on the job even when Detective Zalizi shows the evidence that the IP address provided by LAPFCU that attempted to hack into my account and change my username and password leads directly to her residence. You even allow this visibly disgusting looking officer to stay on the job when she perjures in court, Clark County Family Court, to the judge's face and denies hacking into my personal credit union online account when I attempted to get my restraint order extended. Detective Zolizi provided the evidence and you still do nothing. How do you know when a police officer is lying? When he begins his sentences with, based on my experience and training. No one grows up and wants to be a cop killer. It was against everything I ever was. As a young police explorer, I found my calling in life. But as a young police officer, I found that the violent suspects on the streets are not the only people you have to watch. It is the officer who was hired onto the department pre-2000, before polygraphs were standard for all new hires and a substantial vetting in a background investigation. To those children of the officers who are eradicated, your parent was not the individual you thought they were. As you get older, you will see the evidence that your parent was a tyrant who lost their ethos and instead followed the path of moral corruptness. They conspired to hide and suppress the truth of misconduct on others' behalfs. Your parent will have a name and plaque on the fallen officer's memorial in DC, but in all honesty, your parent's name will be a reminder to other officers to maintain the oath they swore and to stay along the shoreline that has guided them from childhood to that of a local, state, or federal law enforcement officer. Braden, Beck, Hayes, Tingerides, Eisenberg, Martella, Kwan, Evans, Hernandez, Villanueva, Gallegos, and Anderson. Your lack of ethics and conspiring to wrong a just individual are over. Suppressing the truth will lead to deadly consequences for you and your family. There will be an element of surprise where you work live, eat, and sleep. I will utilize ISR at your home, workplace, and all locations in between. I will utilize OSINT to discover your residences, spouses' workplaces, and children's schools. I am INT to coordinate and plan attacks on your fixed locations. It's amazing what's on NIPR. HUMINT will be utilized to collect personal schedules of targets. I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own. I'm terminating yours. Quan, Anderson, Evans, and BOR members. Look your wives, husbands, and surviving children directly in the face and tell them the truth as to why your children are dead. Never allow a LAPPL union attorney to be a retired LAPD captain, Quan. He doesn't work for you, your interest, or your name. He works for the department, period. His job is to protect the department from civil lawsuits being filed and their best interest, which is the almighty dollar. His loyalty is to the department, not his client. Even when he knowingly knows you're innocent, and the BOR also knows you're innocent after Christopher Gettler stated on videotape that he was kicked, and Evan's attorney confessed to the BOR off the record that she kicked Gettler. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson. This quote is not directed toward the US government, which I fully support 100%. This is toward the LAPD, who cannot monitor itself. The consent decree should not have been lifted, ever. I know your techniques, tactics, and procedures. Any threat assessments you generate will be useless. This is simple. I know your TTPs and PPRs. I will mitigate any of your attempts at preservation. ORM is my friend. I will mitigate all risk, threats, and hazards. I assure you that incident command posts will be target-rich environments. KMA-367 license plate frames are great target indicators and make target selection even easier. I will conduct DA operations to destroy, exploit, and seize designated targets. If unsuccessful or unable to meet objectives in these initial small-scale offensive actions, I will reassess my BDA and reattack until objectives are met. I have nothing to lose. My personal casualty means nothing. Just alike AAFs, ACMs, and AIFs, you cannot prevail against an enemy combatant who has no fear of death. An enemy who embraces death is a lose-lose situation for their enemy combatants. Hopefully, you analysts have done your homework. You are aware that I have always been the top shot, highest score, and expert in rifle qualifications in every unit I've been in. I will utilize every bit of small arms training, demolition, ordnance, and survival training I've been given. Do you know why we are unsuccessful in asymmetrical and guerrilla warfare in CENTCOM theater of operations? I'll tell you, it's not the inefficiency of our combatant commanders, planning, readiness, or training of troops. Much like the Vietnam War, ACM, AAF, foreign fighters, jihadists, and JAM have nothing to lose. They embrace death as it is a way of life. I simply don't fear it. I am the walking exigent circumstance you created. The violence of action will be high. I am the reason TAC alert was established. I will bring unconventional and asymmetrical warfare to those in LAPD uniform, whether on or off duty. ISR is my strength, and you're my weakness. You will now live the life of the prey. Your RDs and homes away from home will be my AO and battle space. I will utilize every tool within INT collections that I learned from NMITC in Damneck. You have misjudged a sleeping giant. There is no conventional threat assessment for me. JAM, New Bath Party, 1920, Revision BGE, ACM, AAF, AQAP, AQIM, and AQIZ have nothing on me. Do not deploy airships or gunships. SA-7 manpads will be waiting. As you know, I also own Barrett 50 calibers, so your APC are defunct and futile. You better have all your officers radio phone muster code 1 on or off duty every hour on the hour. Do not attempt to shadow or conduct any type of ISR on me. I have the inventory listing of all UC vehicles at Piper Tech and the home addresses of any INT analyst at JRIC and detachment locations. My POA is always POI and always true. This will be a war of attrition and a Pyrrhic and Camdian victory for myself. You may have the resources and manpower, but you are reactive and predictable in your op plans and TTPs. I have the strength and benefits of being unpredictable, unconventional, and unforgiving. Do not waste your time with briefs and tabletops. Whatever pre-planned responses you have established for a scenario like me, shelve it. Whatever contingency plan you have, shelve it. Whatever tertiary plan you've created, shelve it. I am a walking extigent circumstance with no off or reset button. JRIC, DOJ, LASD, FBI, and other local law enforcement can't assist and should not involve themselves in a matter that does not concern them. For all other agencies, do not involve yourself in this capture or recovery of me. Look at the big picture of the situation. They, LAPD, created the situation. I will harm no outside agency unless it is a deadly force / IDOL situation. With today's budgeting and fiscal mess, you guys cannot afford to lose several officers to IOD or KIA / EOW. Plus, other officers should not have to take on the additional duties and responsibilities of dead officers. Think about their families, outside agencies, chiefs, directors, and individual officers on patrol. If you recognize my vehicle and confirm it is my vehicle through a DMV/want warrant check, it behooves you to respond to dispatch that your query was for information purposes only. If you proceed with a traffic stop or attempt to notify other officers of my location and for backup, you will not live to see the Medal of Valor you were hoping to receive for your actions. Think before you attempt to intervene. You will not survive. Your family will receive that Medal of Valor posthumously. It will gather dust on the fireplace mantle for years. Then one day, it will go in a shoebox with other memories. Your mother will lose a son or daughter. Your significant other will be left alone, but they will find someone else to fill your void in the future and make them just as happy. Your children, if you have them, will call someone else mommy or daddy. Don't be selfish. Your vest is only a level 2 or 3A. Think about it. No amount of IMINT, MASINT, and ELINT will assist you in capturing me. I am off the grid. You better use your feet, tongue, and every available DOD/non-DOD HUMINT agency contractor to find me. I know your route to and from home and your division. I know your significant other's routine, your children's best friends and recess. I know your Sancha's gym hours and routine. I assure you that the casualty rate will be high. Because of that, no one will remember your name. You will merely be a DR number, and that guy who was KIA/EOW or long-term IOD/light duty in the kit room. This is exactly why, quote, Station 500, unquote, was created. Unfortunately, orphanages will be making a comeback in the 21st century. If you had a well-regulated AWB, this would not happen. The time is now to reinstitute a ban that will save lives. Why does any sportsman need a 30-round magazine for hunting? Why does anyone need a suppressor? Why does anyone need a AR-15 rifle? This is the same small arms weapons system utilized in eradicating Al-Qaeda, Taliban, and every enemy combatant since the Vietnam War. Don't give me that crap that it's not a select fire or full auto rifle like the DoD uses. That's bullshit because troops who carry the M4, M16 weapon system for combat ops outside the wire rarely utilize the select fire function when in contact with enemy combatants. The use of select fire probably isn't even 1% in combat. So in essence, the AR-15 semi-automatic rifle is the same as the M4/M16. These do not need to be purchased as easily as walking to your local Walmart or striking the enter key on your keyboard to, quote, add to cart, unquote. All the firearms utilized in my activities are registered to me and were legally purchased at gun stores and private party transfers. All concealable weapons, pistols, were also legally registered in my name at police stations or FFLs. Unfortunately, are you aware that I obtained Class 3 weapons suppressors without a background check through NICS or DROS completely legally several times? I was able to use a trust account that I created on Quicken Willmaker and a $10 notary charge at a mailboxes, etc. to obtain them legally. Granted, I am not a felon, nor have a DV misdemeanor conviction or active TRO against me on a NCIC file. I can buy any firearm I want, but should I be able to purchase these Class 3 weapons, SBRs, and suppressors without a background check and just a $10 notary signature on a Quicken Willmaker program? The answer is no. I'm not even a resident of the state I purchased them in. Lock and Load just wanted money, so they allow you to purchase Class 3 weapons with just a notarized trust military ID. Shame on you, Lock and Load. NFA and ATF need new laws and policies that do not allow loopholes such as this. In the end, I hope that you will realize that the small arms I utilize should not be accessed with the ease I obtained them. Who in their right mind needs a fucking silencer? Who needs a freaking SBR AR-15? No one. No more Virginia Tech, Columbine High School, Wisconsin Temple, Aurora Theater, Portland Malls, Tucson Rally, Newtown Sandy Hook, whether by executive order or through a bipartisan Congress, an assault weapons ban needs to be reinstituted. Period. Mia Farrow said it best. Gun control is no longer debatable. It's not a conversation. It's a moral mandate. Senator Feinstein, you're doing the right thing in leading the reinstitution of a national AWB. Never again should any public official state that their prayers and thoughts are with the family. That has become cliche and meaningless. It's time for action. Let this be your legacy that you bestow to America. Do not be swayed by obstacles, antagonists, and naysayers. Remember the innocent children at Alston, Kent, Stockton, Fullerton, San Diego, Iowa City, Jonesboro, Columbine, Nickel Mines, Blacksburg, Springfield, Red Lake, Chardon, Aurora, and Newtown. Make sure this never happens again. In my cache, you will find several small arms. In the cache, Bushmaster firearms, Remington precision rifles, and AAC suppressors, silencers. All of these small arms are manufactured by Cerberus/Freedom Group, the same company responsible for the Portland Mall shooting, Webster, New York, and Sandy Hook massacre. You disrespect the office of the POTUS/presidency and commander-in-chief. You call him Kenyan, Mongoloid, African, Muslim, and FBHO, when in essence you are to address him as simply President. The same as you did to President George W. Bush and all those in the highest ranking position of our land before him, just as I always have. You question his birth certificate, his educational and professional accomplishments, and his Judeo-Christian beliefs. You make disparaging remarks about his dead parents. You never question the fact that his former opponent, the Honorable Senator John McCain, was not born in the continental United States, or that Bush had a C average in his undergrad. Electoral candidates' children, Romney, state that they want to punch the president in the face during debates with no formal repercussions. No one ever questioned the fact that the son just made a criminal threat toward the president. You call his wife a Wookiee? Off the record, I love your new bangs, Mrs. Obama. A woman whose professional and educational accomplishments are second to none when compared to recent first wives. You call his supporters, whether black, brown, yellow, or white, leeches, FSA, welfare recipients, and nigger lovers. You say this openly without any discretion. Before you start your argument that you believe I would vote for Obama because he has the same skin color as me, fuck you. I didn't vote in this last election as my choice of candidate, John Huntsman, didn't win the primary candidacy for his party. I didn't vote in this last election as my choice of president, John Huntsman, didn't win the primary candidacy for his party. Mr. President, I haven't agreed with all of your decisions, but of course I haven't agreed with all of your predecessors' decisions. I think you've done a hell of a job with what you have been dealt and how you have managed it. I shed a tear the night you were initially elected president in 2008. I never thought that day would occur. A black man elected president in the U.S. in my lifetime. I cracked a smile when you were re-elected in 2012 because I really didn't think you were going to pull that one off. Romney, stop being a sore loser. You could have exited graciously and still contributed significantly to public service. Not now. Mr. President, get back to work. Many want to see you fail, as they have stated so many times previously. Unfortunately, if you fail, the U.S. fails, but your opponents do not concern themselves about the big picture. Do not forget your commitment to transparency in your administration. Sometimes I believe your administration forgets that. America, you will realize today and tomorrow that this world is made up of all human beings who have the same general needs and wants in life for themselves, their kin, community, and state. That is the freedom to live and love. They may eat different foods, enjoy different music, have different dialects, or speak a second language, but in essence are no different from you and I. This is America. We are not a perfect sovereign country, as we have our own flaws, but we are the closest that will ever exist. Unfortunately, this is not the first time an authoritative figure has lied on me. Mr. Fried, Assistant Principal, Cypress High School. Remember when you lied to my mother and the police officer in your office about stating that you never stated to me in a private conversation that you know the theft suspect, Miranda, stole my watch? Let me refresh your memory. A physical education teacher's assistant, a student, stole the list of combination codes to people's lockers from the physical education teacher. That student then opened many of those lockers and stole students' personal property. My watch was taken in that multi-theft and I reported it to you. A week later, you discovered that the theft suspect was Paul Miranda, a student. You stated to me in private that you know for a fact he stole my property. When I attempted to retrieve my property from the suspect, campus security was called, and you lied and stated that you never stated to me that you, quote, know he stole my watch, unquote. You sat there and lied to their faces right in front of me. You said it with such a deliberate, stern face. I never forgot that and was not surprised when 13 years later I was lied on again in the BOR by Teresa Evans. Maybe you can confess to your family, at the very least, in the privacy of your own home. After that, contact my mother and apologize for lying to her in 1996. If possible, I want my brain preserved for science and research to study the effects of severe depression on an individual's brain. Since June 26, 2008, when I was relieved of duty, and January 2, 2009, when I was terminated, I have been afflicted with severe depression. I've had 2 CT scans during my lifetime that are in my medical record at Kaiser Permanente. Both are from concussions resulting from playing football. The first one was in high school, October 1996. The second was in college and occurred in October 1999. Both were conducted at Kaiser Permanente hospitals in LA/Orange County. These 2 CT scans should give a good baseline for my brain activity before severe depression began in late 2008. Sure, many of you, quote, law enforcement experts and specialists, unquote, will state, quote, in all of my years, this is the worst, unquote. Stop. That's not important. Ask yourselves, what would cause somebody to take these drastic measures like I did? That's what is important. To my friends listed below, I wish we could have grown old together and spent more time together. When you reminisce of our friendship and experiences, think of that and that only. Do not dwell on my recent actions the last few days. This was a necessary evil that had to be executed in order for me to obtain my name back. The only thing that changes policy and garners attention is death. Luis Sanchez, greatest friend, Marine officer, aviator, and an even better father and husband. I couldn't have had a better big brother than you. Your spoken wisdom was always retained by me, you old salty Mustang. You sternly told me that no matter what I accomplish, I will always be a nigger in many individuals' eyes. At the time, I did not comprehend your words. I do now. I never forget the quote you state below. I love you, bro. I never saw a wild thing feel sorry for itself. A small bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever feeling sorry for itself. D.H. Lawrence. Jason Valadow, greatest friend, naval officer, aviator, great father, husband, doctor, and even better human being. I always strived to live my life parallel to your similar values and personal disciplines. Danica is lucky to have found a man like yourself, and you are fortunate to have married an irrefutable, imperfect woman. Always focus on your immediate family, as they are the ones who have loved you unconditionally and always been there to support you in difficult times. I always lived my life as WWJD. What would Jason do? Danica, take care of this guy. Jason, I'm sorry I missed your wedding and you had to find another best man. I'm sorry my predicament with the department stopped me from watching you and Danica get married and arguing with you about issues that were insignificant when I was really angry at the LAPD for what they did to me. I'm deeply sorry and I love you guys. James Ucera, great friend, attorney, father, husband, and the most cynical, blatant, politically incorrect friend a man can have. Best quality about you in college and now is that you never sugarcoated the truth. I will miss our political discussions that always turned argumentative. Thanks for introducing me to outdoor sports like fishing, hunting, mudding, and also respect for the land and resources. Us city boys don't get out much like you Alaskans. You even introduced me to Pabst Blue Ribbon, a beer that when you're a poor college student is completely acceptable to get buzzed off of. I'm sorry I'll never get to go on that moose and bear hunt with you. I love you, bro. Kinta Smith, greatest friend, accountant, entrepreneur, and even better human being. You are probably the most well-balanced person I've ever met and the most driven for success. In college and after graduation, I was inspired by your personal drive. Never settle. When you make your first million, promise me you won't forget to enjoy it a bit. I know your first reaction will be to invest it somewhere else. Spend a little, just a little. I love you, bro. Jason Young, great friend, entrepreneur, husband, and father. You showed me the importance of fatherhood and friendship. Love you, bro. Susie Clark Cunningham, Cassandra Harrell, Melinda Yates, Cal Jackson, Ryan Smith, the Rebelados, the Banks, Ben Bynes, Jay Work, Bill O'Neill, Jeremy Fletcher, and Rob Harrison. You guys were all important and very special to me. Don't be angry with me. I missed some of your weddings and unfortunately some of your funerals. This was a necessary evil. Some say it was my fault that I was terminated. Yes, DDX, I remember you stating this to me in an angry fit. You said I should have kept my mouth shut about another officer's misconduct. Maybe you were right, but I'm not built like others. It's not in my DNA and my history has always shown that. When you view the video of the suspect stating he was kicked by Evans, maybe you will see that I was a decent person after all. I told the truth. It still hurt that you abandoned me in my time of need. I hope you're happy. That's all I ever wanted for you. Sergeant Leonard Perez, you meant well, but you should have known with your time on the job that the department would attempt to protect someone like Evans because of her time on the job, personal friendships, and ethnicity. I'm not angry with you, but you should have known as an internal affairs investigator. Sergeant Maggie Faust, LPPD, Officer John Thomas, LPPD, and Chief Eric Nunez, LPPD. Your guidance and mentoring as a young police explorer was second to none and invaluable as a young man, police officer, and naval officer. Sergeant Faust, you forewarned me long ago about joining LAPD as they were, quote, different, unquote, and operated differently from other modern law enforcement agencies. I now know it was your humbleness and respect for all who wear the badge and protect their communities that you didn't just express what you wanted to say, that they lack values and basic ethics as law enforcement officers. Chief Nunez, you're fucking awesome. Thanks for the long talks over the years when I was an explorer, college student, naval officer, and police officer. You are a great leader and carry your heart on your sleeve. Your son will be a great Air Force officer with the upbringing you provided. John, what can I say? You're just an awesome person, and my first exposure to what law enforcement was really about was on our ride-alongs. Your realistic approach and empathetic approach to treating all people as humans first is something I carried with me daily. Thank you, every one of you. Dr. Funahashi, thank you for the superb surgery you performed on my knee on July 1998 in Irvine, California. I never had the opportunity to thank you for allowing me to live a life free of knee joint pain. Thank you. CM1 Bizet, I learned more from you about leadership than most of my own commanders. You lived by a strict ethos of get it done and get it done right. I wanted to attend your retirement, I really did, but because of my predicament I was unable to. Hope you and Richie are still together. I've always held you in high regard. Sergeant Major Kenneth Rock Rockamore, USMC. Thank you for the intense instruction and mentorship and time spent forging me into a never-quit officer. You were challenging as a drill instructor. You made sure the vicious and intense personality I possess was discovered. On a lighter note, don't feel humbled you never broke me. I made it a personal goal to never give up years before. The Corps is lucky to have you at the front. Your leadership is essential and needed for all Marines, especially staff NCOs, and mentorship and advisement to company-grade officers. You're the epitome of a U.S. Marine, and never forget that. I thank my friends for the awesome shared experiences. I thank the unnamed women I dated over my lifetime for the great and sometimes not so great sex. It's kind of sad I won't be around to view and enjoy The Hangover 3. What an awesome trilogy. Todd Phillips, don't make any more hangovers after the third. Takes away the originality of its foundation. World War Z looks good, and The Walking Dead Season 3, second half, looked intriguing. Damn, gonna miss Shark Week. Mr. Vice President, do your due diligence when formulating a concise and permanent national AWB plan. Future generations of Americans depend on your plan and advisement to the President. I've always been a fan of yours and consider you one of the few genuine and charismatic politicians. Damn, sounds like an oxymoron calling you an honest politician. It's the truth. Hillary Clinton, you'll make one hell of a president in 2016. Much like your husband, Bill, you will be one of the greatest. Look at Castro in San Antonio as a running mate or possible Secretary of State. He's good people, and I have faith and confidence in him. Look after Bill. He was always my favorite president. Chelsea grew up to be one hell of an attractive woman. No disrespect to her husband. Governor Chris Christie, what can I say? You're the only one person I would like to see in the White House in 2016 other than Hillary. You're America's no-shit-taking uncle. Do one thing for your wife, kids, and supporters. Start walking at night and eat a little less. Not a lot less, just a little. We want to see you around for a long time. Your leadership is greatly needed. Wayne LaPierre, President of the NRA, you're a vile and inhumane piece of shit. You never even showed 30 seconds of empathy for the children, teachers, and families of Sandy Hook. You deflected any type of blame or responsibility and directed it toward the influence of movies and the media. You are a failure of a human being. May all of your immediate and distant family die horrific deaths in front of you. Chris Matthews, Joe Scarborough, Pat Harvey, Brian Williams, Soledad O'Brien, Wolf Blitzer, Meredith Vieira, Tavis Smiley, and Anderson Cooper. Keep up the great work and follow Cronkite's lead. I hold many of you in the same regard as Tom Brokaw and the late Peter Jennings. Cooper, stop nagging and berating your guests. They're your guests. Mr. Scarborough, we met at McGuire's Pub in Pensacola in 2002 when I stationed there. It was an honor conversing with you about politics, family, and life. Willie Geist, you're a talented and charismatic journalist. Stop with all the talk show shenanigans and get back to your core of reporting. Your future is brighter than most. Revoke the citizenship of Fareed Zakaria and deport him. I've never heard a positive word about America or its interests from his mouth, ever. On the same day, give Piers Morgan an indefinite resident alien and visa card. Mr. Morgan, the problem that many American gun owners have with you and your continuous discussion of gun control is that you are not an American citizen and have an accent that is distinct and clarifies that you are a foreigner. I want you to know that I agree with you 100% on enacting stricter firearm laws, but you must understand that your critics will always have in the back of their mind that you are native to a country that we won our sovereignty from while using firearms as a last resort in defense, and you come from a country that has no legal private ownership of firearms. That is disheartening to American gun owners, and rightfully so. The Honorable President George H.W. Bush, they never gave you enough credit for your successful presidency. You were always one of my favorite presidents, second favorite. I hope your health improves greatly. You are the epitome of an American and service to country. General Petraeus, you made a mistake that the majority of men make once, twice, or unfortunately, many times in a lifetime. You're human. You thought with your penis. It's okay. I personally believe you should have never resigned and told your critics to shove it. You only answer to two people regarding the affair, your wife and children, period. I hope you return to government service to your country as it is visibly in your DNA. General Colin Powell, your book, My American Journey, solidified my decision to join the military after college. I had always intended to serve, but your book and journey motivated me. You are an inspiration to all Americans and influenced me greatly. To all senior enlisted advisors, you are just as important, if not a greater viability to large and small commands. It's time you take a more active role in leading your enlisted and advising officers. These are not your twilight years or time to relax. You can either strengthen the tip of the spear or make it brittle. You decide. Pat Harvey, I've always thought you carried yourself professionally and personally the way a strong black woman should. Your articulation and speech is second to none. You are the epitome of a journalist/anchor. You are America. Ellen DeGeneres, continue your excellent contribution to entertaining America and bringing the human factor to entertainment. You change the perception of your gay community and how we as Americans view the LGBT community. I congratulate you on your success and opening my eyes as a young adult and my generation to the fact that you are no different from us other than who you choose to love. Oh, and you Prop 8 supporters, why the fuck do you care who your neighbor marries? Hypocritical pieces of shit. Westboro Baptist Church, may you all burn slowly in a fire, not from smoke inhalation, but from the flames and only the flames. Tebow, I really wanted to see you take charge of an offense again and the game. You are not a good QB by today's standards, but you are a great football player who knows how to lead a team and win. You will be Tebowing when you reach your next team. I have faith in you. Get out of that circus they call the Jets and away from the reality TV star Rex Ryan and Mark Rapist Sanchez. Christopher Walls, you impressed me in Inglourious Bastards. After reviewing Django Unchained, I was sold. I have come to the conclusion that you are well on your way to becoming one of the greats, if not already, and show glimpses of Daniel Day-Lewis and Morgan Freeman-esque type qualities of greatness. Trust me when I say that you will be one of the greatest ever. Jennifer Beals, Serena Williams, Gray Drake, Lisa Nicole Carson, Diana Taurasi, Nabush Wright, Brenda Villa, Kate Winslet, Ashley Graham, Erica Christensen, Gabrielle Union, Isabella Soprano, Zane Vergie, Tamron Hall, Gina Carano, America Ferrara, Gianna Michaels, Nene, Natalie Portman, Queen Latifah, Michelle Rodriguez, Angela Johnson, Kelly Clarkson, Nora Jones, Laura Prapone, Margaret Cho, and Rutina Wesley. You are the most beautiful women on this planet, period. Never settle, professionally or personally. Dave Brubeck's Take 5 is the greatest piece of music ever, period. Hans Zimmer, William Bell, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, Bob Marley, Sam Cooke, Metallica, Rob Zombie, Nora Jones, Marvin Gaye, Jay-Z, and the King, Louis Armstrong, are musical prodigies. Jeffrey Toobin and David Jurgen, you are political geniuses and modern scholars. Hopefully Toobin is nominated for the Supreme Court and implements some damn common sense and reasoning instead of partisan bickering. but in true Tubin fashion, we all know he would not accept the nomination. John and Ken from KFI, never mute your facts and personal opinions. You're one of the few media personalities who speak the truth, even when the truth is not popular. I will miss listening to your discussions. Ill Handle, you're effing awesome. For years I enjoyed your show. Anthony Bourdain, you're a modern Renaissance man who epitomizes the saying, too cool for school. Larry David, Kevin Hart, the late Patrice O'Neal, Lisa Lampanelli, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Jon Stewart, Wanda Sykes, Dennis Miller, and Jeff Ross are pure geniuses. I'm a big fan of all of your work. As a child, my mom caught me watching Def Jam comedy at midnight when I should have been asleep. Instead of scolding me, the next night, she let me stay up late and watch George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, and Richard Pryor comedy specials with her for hours. My sides were sore for days. Larry David, I agree. 72 to 82 degrees is way too hot in a residence. 68 degrees is perfect. Cyclist, I have no problem sharing the road with you, but at least go the fucking speed limit posted or get off the road. That is a feasible request. Live strong, you fraudulent assholes. Cardinal Mahoney, you are in essence a predator yourself as you enable your subordinates to molest multiple children in the church over many decades. May you die a long and slow, painful death. If you continuously followed me while I was walking at dusk or night, I would confront you as well. Too bad Trayvon didn't smash your skull completely open, Zim. While Trayvon's body erodes to bones 6 feet under, Zimmerman has put on no less than 40 pounds while out on bail. Zimmerman was arrested for battery on a peace officer and avoided jail/prison because he completed a diversion program. That's a history of being an asshole. Zimmerman couldn't get hired by a law enforcement agency because of poor credit and a history of violence/restraining orders with women. So what does he do? Designate himself neighborhood watch captain and make complaints to his city council about the horrible work ethic and laziness of the officers patrolling his neighborhood. Good one, Zim. How classy that your father attempts to use his veteran status, quote, disabled veteran, unquote, during your bail hearing, but doesn't state what his disability percentage is. Prior service personnel know it can be 5% disability to 100%. You and your attorneys always avoid mentioning your father's occupation as a magistrate/judge because I'm sure he's utilized his position to get you out of way more jams than the public has discovered, and that your family is not indigent. Oh, tell your wife to stop perjuring herself in court. KCCO. Anonymous, you are hated, vilified, and considered an enemy to the state. I personally view you as a culture and a necessity that brings truth to a cloaked world. Forge ahead. Charlie Sheen, you're effing awesome. My opinion on women in combat, MOSs, designators, rates, and AFSCs. I wish all of you who attempt to pursue combat occupational roles the greatest success in completing, graduating, and qualifying in their respective schools/courses. Many want to see you fail. Remember, every one of you is a pioneer. There was a time when they didn't allow blacks to fight the good fight. This is your civil rights. Don't quit. It's time to allow gay service members' spouses to utilize the same benefits that all heterosexual dependents are eligible for. Medical, dental, TRICARE, DEERS, SGLI, BX, Commissary, Millstar, MWR, etc. Flag officers, let's be honest. You can't really give a valid argument as to why gays shouldn't be eligible, as every month a new state enacts laws that allow same-sex marriage. LGBT community and supporters. The same way you have the right to voice your opinion on acceptance of gay marriage, Chick-fil-A has a right to voice their beliefs as well. That's what makes America so great. Freedom of expression. Don't be assholes and boycott/degrade their business and customers who patronize the locations. They make some damn good chicken. Vandalizing their locations does not help any cause. Mr. Bill Cosby, you are a reasonable and talented man who has spoken the truth of the cultural anomalies within the black communities that need to change now. The black community's resentment towards you is because they don't like hearing the truth or having their clear and evident dirty laundry aired to the nation. The problem is, the country is not blind nor dumb. They believe we are animals. Do not mute your unvarnished, truthful speech or moral compass. Blacks must strive for more in life than bling, hoes, and cars. The current culture is an epidemic that leaves them with no discernible future. They're suffocating and don't even know it. Martin Luther King Jr. would be mortified at what he worked so hard for in our acceptance as equal beings, and how unfortunately we stopped progressing and began digressing. Chicago's youth violence is a prime example of how our black community's values have declined. We cannot address this nation's intolerance issues until we address our own community's morality issues first. Accountability. We need to hold our... And then it cuts off. This concludes the letter to America from Christopher Jordan Dorner.
Manhunt is underway in Southern California, and the Los Angeles Police Department is under siege. 10,000 law enforcement officers are conducting door-to-door searches for one of their own, a fugitive ex-cop. 33-year-old Christopher Jordan Dorner is suspected of killing 3 people in a terrifying rampage after making claims in a bizarre online manifesto that he was unjustly fired by the LAPD and needs to clear his name. In a police department with a storied and troubled history, they have never seen anything like this before. Here's ABC's David Wright with the latest.
Control all units, seat info, reference 1199 for LAPD.
Over the past 24 hours, a deadly manhunt across this whole region.
Suspect vehicle still outstanding. It's a black Nissan Titan.
Police officers hunting one of their own. A rogue former officer now accused of hunting them.
Of course he knows what he's doing. We trained him. He was also a member of the armed forces. It is extremely worrisome and scary, especially to the police officers involved.
It all started Sunday with a grisly double homicide. 28-year-old Monica Kwan and her fiancé, Keith Lawrence, shot at close range as they sat in their car. A murder with no apparent motive. The couple had no known enemies. Kwan was a popular college basketball coach.
She was our team leader on the team. She was always there to help pick somebody else up. And unselfish. And she's gonna be so missed.
Only last night did Irvine police say they put 2 and 2 together.
Today, we have identified Christopher Jordan Dorner as a suspect in this double homicide.
33-year-old Christopher Dorner, a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy Reserves, honorably discharged just last Friday, fired 4 years ago by the LAPD. Police claim he bore a grudge against a retired LA police captain, Randy Kwan, Monica's father, as well as other LAPD officers.
Of particular interest at this point in the investigation is a multi-page manifesto in which the suspect has implicated himself in the slayings.
In a rambling manifesto posted online, Dorner blames Kwan and other LAPD officers of a smear campaign after Dorner reported witnessing a fellow officer commit police brutality. The manifesto vows vengeance. I will bring unconventional and asymmetrical warfare to those in LAPD uniform, whether on or off duty.
If you read his manifesto, this is a very, LAPD is a specific target, but all law enforcement is targeted.
It appears to be no idle threat. Today, the story played out with all the intensity of a Hollywood action thriller. LA Confidential meets Cape Fear.
Talk to me, I'm staying here!
Except that this drama was real and deadly. At 10 o'clock last night, police say a man fitting Dorner's description tried to steal a boat in San Diego.
He pointed a handgun at the victim, who's an 81-year-old male, and demanded the boat.
He was unsuccessful. Later, Dorner's LAPD badge was found nearby. 1:25 a.m., Corona, an hour east of LA. Police officers acting on a tip exchanged gunfire with a man they believed to be Dorner. The officer was grazed by the bullet, unable to pursue. 1:45, Riverside. 2 more officers on a protective detail ambushed. 1 killed, the other seriously injured. By sunrise, jittery LA police officers opened fire on this blue truck in Torrance, similar to the suspect's vehicle. But the people inside were just innocent bystanders.
Tragically, we believe that this was a case of mistaken identity by the officers.
It's right off our kind of 11 o'clock.
Late this afternoon, police set up a command post in the mountains northeast of LA, where a truck had been set ablaze. That truck turned out to be Dorner's, but the suspect was nowhere.